The Haunting of St. Mary's School. Welcome friends, to Horror Tales, where every night brings a new terror. Tonight's story takes us to the abandoned St. Mary's School in rural England, a place where tragedy struck 50 years ago. Locals say the laughter and screams of children still echo through its halls. So, turn off your lights, lock your doors, and get ready, because the haunting of St. Mary's School will chill you to the bone. In the quiet countryside of Yorkshire, England, lies St. Mary's School, a crumbling relic of the past. In 1975, a devastating fire broke out during a school play, claiming the lives of 30 children and 5 teachers. The fire was so intense that the walls turned black, and the building was reduced to a charred shell. The school was shut down, and no one has dared to enter since. Villagers claim that every night, the sound of children laughing and screaming fills the air, as if the tragedy replays endlessly. The story begins with James Carter, a 28-year-old YouTuber who explores haunted locations. James heard about St. Mary's School and decided to spend the night there, live-streaming the experience for his audience. On a chilling night in May 2025, James arrived at the school with his camera, flashlight, and some supplies. The school's iron gate was rusted, and the surrounding area was eerily silent. James pushed open the gate and stepped inside. The courtyard was covered in dust, with broken desks scattered around. He set up his camera and started the live stream. "Hey, guys, I'm at St. Mary's School in Yorkshire. 50 years ago, a horrific fire killed 35 people here. Tonight, I'm staying to see if the rumors are true. Let me know in the comments, have you ever visited a haunted school?" James entered the school building. The air inside was cold, and the walls were stained with black soot, remnants of the fire. He turned on his flashlight and stepped into an old classroom. On the chalkboard, someone had written, "Don't forget us." James laughed nervously and said, "Looks like someone's been here before me." But then, he heard a faint giggle, a child's voice. James turned to the camera. "Did you guys hear that? Maybe I'm imagining things." But the giggle came again, louder this time, from the hallway. He aimed his flashlight, but the hallway was empty. His heart raced as he gathered his courage and climbed the stairs to the upper floor. A long corridor stretched out, lined with old classrooms. At the end of the corridor was a large mirror. James approached the mirror, but his reflection didn't appear. Instead, he saw a little girl standing in the glass. Her clothes were burnt, and her eyes were pitch black. She stared at James and whispered, "You woke us, now you'll play with us." James screamed and stumbled back, but the stairs behind him had vanished. The school came alive with the sound of children chanting, "Play, play with us." James noticed black smoke seeping from the walls, and the air filled with the smell of burning wood. He shouted into the camera, "Guys, I need to get out of here." But the camera shut off on its own. James ran toward an old door, but it slammed shut before he could reach it. Suddenly, he felt small, cold hands grab him, like ice against his skin. The children dragged him to the courtyard, where an old well stood, long since dried up. They began pushing him toward the well, their voices growing louder, "Play, play, play." In a moment of desperation, James pulled out a small silver cross his grandmother had given him. He held it up and shouted a prayer he remembered from childhood. The children's voices turned to shrieks, their faces contorting in fear. As James finished the prayer, the voices stopped, and the school fell silent. The well disappeared, and the children were gone. James fled the school and never looked back. When he checked his live stream recording, the last 5 minutes were nothing but darkness and screams. So, friends, Do you think James should return to St. Mary's School? Share your thoughts and your own scary stories in the comments. If you liked this story, hit like, share, and subscribe to Horror Tales. Until the next chilling tale, stay safe, because St. Mary's School never forgets.